Balayogindraya Parabrahmanaya. All the source of the play of ignorance and knowledge, the divinity that is all pervading, we invoke to grant us refuge and blessings, liberation from all types of ignorance which have been giving unhappiness, tension, fear and stress to all humanity. May we be blessed with peace that is supreme, and may we be granted the lotus feet of our beloved Master Shiva Balayogi. I greet you all with my love and blessings. So welcome to all of you. Please be clear when you ask a question, what you want to know.
Yes, my question is, someone told me something demeaning, kind of insulting me in public 2 years ago. So I'm unable to forget it, and I'm unable to forgive that person. So my question is like, how to get over the situation?
You see, then and there itself, if you had given your reply and asked the other who was insulting you to mind their business and ask them to shut up, and then forget about it, if you had forgotten, would have been better. Psychologically, consciously, if you think, unnecessarily you are carrying this in your mind 2 years. That means all these 2 years that person has continued to insult me in your own imagination, and it has been stressful to you. Forgiving. So that is the idea of forgiving, is first so that you clear your own mind, so that you don't become a casualty in your mind. So that is important. So if somebody insults you, Swamiji used to teach, my Guru, give reply through your karma. You develop yourself, pass through, and you would have left them 2 years before. Like there were many people who insulted me 25 years ago when my Guru attained Mahasamadhi. I did not reply to them, I didn't bother about them, nothing. I did not carry those things in my mind. I just went into tapas, achieved self-realization, continued my mission work. So today, when I look back, I have left them behind 25 years ago. They are at the same place where they were in 1994. We have come to 2021. So that should be the inspiration and motivation for yourself. Forget about the insult now. Don't carry in your mind. You will become unnecessary casualty. You look forward for your own life. God bless you. We will pray for you.
Thank you.
My question is, if I do karma yoga and try to help others, where does my responsibility to help end? And where does the responsibility of the other person start?
Wherever an opportunity comes for you to help somebody, you help. And if that person is ready to receive help, if the things go beyond your capabilities or your time, when you cannot help anything, then mentally you have to pray for the other person only. So that's what has to happen. Whenever it is possible for you, first thing, it should be possible for you within your own means that you are able to help somebody. And the other person is ready to receive your help. So that is another thing. So then you can help. So once if you pass over that, if there is no more that is possible for you to help, so you cannot help anything. So keeping this attitude, you move in this world. Wherever possible, you help. If it is not possible, you cannot help. Like, for example, we try to create an awareness, we try to give advice, we advocate right things. As long as the others are ready to listen, others are sincerely ready to proceed in the practice. So if they don't listen, if they don't take it, and if one day like my body ends, then I cannot help anymore. So that is how the things end.
Thank you, Babaji.
Pranams Babaji. My question is, just now while I was trying to meditate, within a short while, I felt a sort of a peace and quietening of the mind, and maybe even a little joy. And then suddenly a thought came, maybe my mind is drifting into sleep. That's why I felt that. So I don't know what the difference is. And should I be able to tell the difference?
Yeah, as long as you don't become totally unconscious, if the consciousness of your existence was there and then you are enjoying some peace, tranquility, so that means that is the meditation. You are meditating. Your focus is very nice and you have upgraded yourself. So you can continue with that status.
I think I've even answered it before, but I've been aware that what I see outside and what I see inside of the same thing has been very different. There seems to be a kind of like a cloudy wall between the outer and the inner, but now I think it's starting to come together, that what I see outside and what I see inside are starting to become similar. So I just wanted to find out what's going on, or it's just my split personality.
Whatever you see outside, you had imagined much, much before, so many lives before. And now what you get to see inside, you are imagining now. So what you are imagining now, you need to get rid of that one through the practice of meditation and just watching. So then you will understand more secrets about the outer imaginations also. Then one day you can achieve self-realization.
Babaji, at the beginning of the meditation, Babaji said, be kind to yourself. Could Babaji please kindly elaborate that?
Yeah, very often one person is likely to irritate, harsh, or when one is in a rush, you might be harming yourself. See, already by getting involved into such imaginations, which has gone so much beyond your control, so you are harming yourself. Your mind has become a casualty. So now, when you try to sit for meditation, sometimes when I tell be kind to yourself means be gentle to yourself. So when you close the eyes, just be gentle. Don't feel irritated, don't be in a rush. So whenever these two things happen, when one is in a rush or one feels irritated, one is likely to harm oneself. You are likely to harm yourself. That's what I meant. Just be kind. Slowly close your eyes, gently watch, skillfully, because mind is so infinite. You cannot rush and hold it in hands. You cannot take a rope and tie it. Simply, the mind has to take care of the mind. Mind has to become quiet. That's all you need to understand. That means you have to become mentally quiet in a gentle way that you do that one. Then you will see meditation progressing beautifully.
Thank you, Babaji.
Hello, Babaji. Hi. 2 weeks ago, somebody asked you a question about breathing exercises. And I think you replied that our real self doesn't rely upon food or oxygen for its existence. And I was quite shocked by your answer, really. It really surprised me, although I've heard many times that we're not our bodies. So quite often when I meditate, I recognize that I identify with the tensions and sensations in my body. So I just wondered if you could say more about the relationship between our bodies, our brain, our personality, and this real I that sits outside of the needs of the body.
You see, one is our body and the brain. Brain is a part of the physical body. It is a biological organ. And when I talk about you or I, it's totally different from this body, which is like the mind, the conscious energy, and you, the consciousness of existence. These two things are infinite. Like mind is also infinite. We all talk about mind, but can you show what shape is your mind and what color, what form? Nobody has seen it in naked eyes. Simply based on thoughts and visual effects that are happening in the mind, you recognize your mind and talk about it. Okay, my mind wants to do this, I want to go there, this type of things. Through this only you recognize. So now brain reflects. Brain needs food, means through food it becomes blood, and that blood gets supplied. Along with the blood, it has to carry the oxygen supply also to the brain. It is essential. Even for a moment, for a fraction of a moment, brain cannot remain, your body cannot remain without oxygen, that we all know. But what I spoke was, for you as the infinite self, as the immortal soul, as the mind, consciousness, supreme consciousness, for its existence does not need this physical body or this oxygen. That's what I was telling. Well, you have to understand that doesn't mean that you don't need this body. This body is a bonus. It is very helpful for you to live in this world. You have to take care of the health of the body also. That's also a part of the religious or the spiritual teaching. Then try to understand your real self, about the mind. So these things I was trying to explain. So just now the body needs oxygen. So if the oxygen is there, then you will get the consciousness of this world. So because this body is available to Babaji, I am able to teach to the people of this world. If the body goes away, then I cannot teach to the people of this world. So these are also points we need to consider and understand.
Thank you.
So I've been a lazy person pretty much all my life. I've like never been able to change that. Like I'm honest, but I'm like really lazy. And like, so like I've to do this to-do list with like heaps of things on it. And like, I haven't even started for the last 1 month. And like I'm not very physically active. And like, so I've become like obese. And like, I have a lot of like shame, self-loathing and like judgment towards myself about it. So how do I become more hardworking?
You see, simply by being honest itself is not enough in life. You have to be wise. Apply your wisdom. Because honesty helps you to tell that you are lazy. But that laziness is not good for you. For that you have to become wise, so that you become active, keep doing something always, remain engaged. Thus, you can keep your brain and brain's reflections and mind also positively engaged. So then you will see, you will recover in a much better way and you will become a wonderful personality. Try this. Don't give up. Be wise. Be determined. I must do something. I cannot afford to sit like this.
All right, thanks.
I have a question like for a long time, basically. Who I am or who are we? Why I have the feeling that I cannot control anything, basically. It's very weird in my mind.
For that, you have to practice meditation, because just now your mind is preoccupied with its own imaginations. So that is why it has not been able to become aware of the real self, of who you are. So if you practice meditation, in the beginning what we taught, what we made people to sit for an hour of meditation, so with that method if you practice and achieve silence of the mind, then the mind will become aware of who are you really, means how you exist as the immortal soul. beyond the birth and death of this physical body will be revealed, but you have to practice some meditation. We will pray for you.
Namaskar. I just wanted to know what are the physical benefits to the body for after meditation? Does meditation actually benefit the mind, but does it also benefit the body physically?
Yes, you see, when the mind cools down, when it gets withdrawn, when its load is not too much on the brain, naturally brain also gets lot of rest. So it doesn't have to be activated. Its activation also gets reduced to the minimum that is necessary. All other organs are also connected to the brain, like things like your blood pressure, your heart, and it can be beneficial to all these things when you become stabilized in your mind. So that is how meditation can be very beneficial in your physical health also.
Namaskar. Thank you.
So basically, in the past few days, actually, I had read something, and due to that, my faith and everything, you see, that is currently shaking up. So how do we regain that faith in divinity, in our dharma, etc.? And second question, can you just, in short, elucidate the process of reincarnation, how that happens?
Faith is such an important thing that our masters taught. Swamiji said, you lose anything in the world, but do not lose faith, because this faith sustains you, it gives you self-confidence. Reassure yourself, come what may be, become like firm. Even if my head is going to be cut, I am not going to give up my faith. To hold like that one, practice. Then you will see God's grace also descending on you. And the second question was the incarnation you asked, right? What was the question?
Yes, reincarnation, how does that happen?
So when death happens to the physical body, that means the brain stops functioning, it dies. But the mind, which is in infinite form, which is your conscious energy, it is holding all acquired habits since time immemorial and throughout this life also. Based on that, attitude of the mind happens. So based on that attitude, it assumes next incarnation. So the satsanga is taught, spirituality, so that you can cleanse your mind, achieve more peace and non-violence of the mind. So then you can get rid of being reborn one day when you achieve self-realization. That is what is known as liberation, which is recommended, that which, because you are looking for a peace and happiness. So a permanent peace and happiness can be obtained when you become self-realized.
Pranam Babaji.
Yeah.
I would like to know more about how do we liberate ourselves from ignorance.
One thing is, you need to keenly observe to know about anything. When you know about the thing, you would have eliminated the ignorance about that thing. So just now, to need to know about yourself and to eliminate an ignorance about yourself, you need to observe keenly about yourself. That is what is meditation. When you practice meditation, you go to the mind. Mind is trying to watch itself. When mind becomes quiet, because just now mind is preoccupied with its imagination, that's why it is unable to be aware of itself. It is ignorant about itself. If the mind becomes quiet, because mind is made up of consciousness and energy, and this consciousness, when mind becomes quiet, it goes to itself. So this consciousness gives that awareness. It eliminates the ignorance about the self, and secrets about the self gets revealed, how you exist as the immortal soul. So that is why meditation is taught. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here with us. Babaji, my question is on memory. Couple of weeks back, you spoke about an extract which you read on Reader's Digest about 50 years ago, and you could remember the sentence from that. And you've also explained about your living experience with Swamiji. So my question is basically, what is the impact of memory on the mind after the tapas?
Yes.
Because you seem to have very good memory before and after. So if you can enlighten us on the impact of memory on the mind.
I think memory is stored in the brain, and the practice of meditation, it's a natural process where you withdraw the mind from the effects of the brain and purify the mind. Mind is your consciousness energy. So you as the infinite soul that you become realized. So after becoming self-realized, I'm not going to apply my mind all the time on the brain, and I don't allow my consciousness to become a victim of whatever the brain says. But brain is always available. Its health has been maintained. If I need to remember something, just like you open a folder in the computer and then the things that you have stored are all available. Here also, with the concentrated mind, when you apply the brains, you can utilize the brain services in a much better way, in a matured way, and you can remember certain things also, whatever you need to. So thus, memory is always there. As long as this body is available, I am able to remember whatever that had happened. But I would not allow any such thing to trouble me or to keep me engaged, because I keep myself engaged into my real self, that is divinity. My lakshya, my attention is always on to the self. So that is how I am able to live in this world.
Thank you, Babaji.
Babaji, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So meditation is for us, for the mind to stop thinking, for it to relax. But I hear some people, and then quite a few numbers of people, like they achieve a state of trance. They say the trance, like they feel extreme joy. They feel like the soul went out from the body. Is that possible? And is it the goal of meditation?
No, it is not the goal. The soul going out of the body is only an imagination. It doesn't happen, doesn't have to, because the soul is all pervaded. That's what one realizes. Meditation is taught so that you can become aware of your real self. That supreme consciousness of existence is all pervaded, is everywhere. So that's what the Noor, and in every religion it is taught. That is the ultimate truth. That is what needs to be achieved. Just the soul coming out of the body is an imagination, because when the mind is getting detached from the brain, one feels very light in the body. They start imagining as if they have come out of the body. That really doesn't happen. You are neither inside the body nor only outside the body. You are inside and outside. Just like if you hold an earthen pitcher pot, so the space that is inside the earthen pot and the space that is outside the earthen pot is all the same. In the same way, soul is everywhere. That's what one experiences, the highest truth. And while the mind is getting detached from the brain, that joy comes, because when the mind becomes quiet and quiet, then you enjoy that supreme happiness slowly. So when you achieve self-awareness, you would have achieved a permanent supreme happiness once for all.